see something. Okay, so with the profit from Tesla, we're going to do two things. We're going to dump it completely into SPY at this quarter point. We'll let things trend. We'll let things take their time. If it falls below the purple, we could just stop out and start looking at some different plays. These are 6-day plays. So again, I'm getting a 6-day call right here, early and ahead of time. If you would like to wait, just wait for it to hit the purple. Anywhere below the purple, you're just playing the scalps for puts. Got that, everybody? So if you go below this purple, you'll start playing the puts. For now, we're going to be playing calls right at this location. And we want this to run up to that yellow box at the top. So that's pretty much the only way I want everybody looking at the market here. Just take it simple, or make it simple, sorry. For Tesla and for Nvidia, again, we're just going to give them a moment. I want to see if Tesla's going to fall down here a little bit more, maybe like 299. We could hop into another play around that time, so we'll just go ahead and give that a second. For Intel, right now you're at the 20s. You ran up to 21. You were just at 19. You are slowing down and you are falling right now, but you're holding above the 200 on the 1 hour. So we'll see. We'll give this a second as well. I'm thinking this is going to run to the 25s, if not the 23s on Intel. And we have enough days on these contracts, so all we have to do is just really be patient with Intel as well. Pretty much the whole entire market, we're trying to wait for it to hit another high. It's a little bit higher than the last high. Not that, much higher, I would say, but just slightly higher. Tesla, are you at the midpoint yet? You're not at the midpoint on Tesla, but you did hit near it. So that could pull you right back down to the floor again. Remember, that's for Tesla. For Nvidia, we already went over it. We're just going to give this a second, see if it runs into a new high. Futures as well. I thought you were actually holding on this. Microsoft. Yeah, Microsoft, we're not going to mess with that right now. We'll probably give that a second. Let's see something real quick. It takes so long for $100,000 to get filled. It takes longer with paper trading than it does with real capital. That's the craziest part. Is that Warzone in the background? I apologize. I don't know why I see the Discord is just... This Discord is killing. What is even happening? Good morning, everybody. So again, everybody, today's first goal is going to be to see if SPY starts running into a new high. I want to see if it's able to run into this yellow box right up here at the top. And if for whatever reason we fall down at the bottom here and we get beneath this purple, we could just continue to play that downside going out the box. So again, regardless of the direction that the market goes, we're already positioned right now as we speak. We positioned into some calls right here at that quarter point. And as you all can see, the market held. It flipped up. So if, again, you had gotten filled at this lower point, you could already be selling out for a profit right now as we speak. Remember, we're always ahead of the market. There's not a single time that we're behind it, unless we actually put no work into actually breaking things down, right? There are some days like that. However, for the most part, every single day is pretty much the same thing. Quarter points, halfway points. Take, for example, when you fell to the bottom right here, when you ran up, the reason why it stopped right there was if you look at the left side, that's a midpoint. So come on, SPY, let's see that new high. If it falls from the sky, just, again, have at least 1 or 2 puts that you're going to hop into and you're going to buy. The puts should be around 5 days out, 6 days out. But of course, if you would like to, you can play a 0 day since you have something for like a month out. If you have no puts locked in for a month out, I would not be buying any 0 days. I would lock in that monthly put, lock in that monthly target, and then start to trade with the scalp trades. If you lock it in now and you try to trade all your capital and you try to grow it before you get to the point where you need to sell the other play that's a month out, you're just doing yourself a disservice, you know? Always put your money into something longer term, a couple days out, a couple weeks out, as compared to something that's a 0 day. 0 days are just small accounts. That's the only way you can make this actually, you know, logical, because it's the way a 0 day moves in terms of just the prices, not even regarding anything else, none of the Greeks or nothing like that, right? It's still ridiculous, right? So at least if you buy a 5-6 day play, you can slow the market movement down and make it something that's actually, you know, something readable. If it's moving too quick, you're not going to be able to read it or learn from it. So yeah, take your time. $3,000 filled for the SPY play. I'm thinking this small account. So we're currently at 230 right now on one of the smaller accounts. We have to see how this market's going to do today. If it's actually going to blast up into that new high. But I'm thinking that this account, we're going to be able to sell it for around 800 and like maybe 50, 870. We still have an Nvidia play as well as an Intel play. And then again, if the market's peaking and this is one of the highs, so be it. We'll just make back that loss maybe later today around 12 o'clock if we do have to take a loss here. And then by 1 o'clock to 3 o'clock, we could just slowly trade that last idea and see if we'll end up profitable, right? The Nvidia trade, yeah, keeps cycling between $100. So if you guys want to buy for a little bit cheaper than yesterday, you're actually able to right now. If you would rather wait, let the market run up to a new high, such as 602, 603. No, yeah, that's perfectly fine as well. Because remember, the market ran up way too quick. This market could fall out the sky at for any reason, pretty much. Whether it's the Trump tariffs, whether it's some other type of news, whether it's something having to do with the GDP, doesn't really matter anymore at this point. You're at such a level that you're required to have a monthly put, if that makes sense. It's like a requirement almost. And then once we run up a little bit higher, you could just play the 5-day to a 0-day call. And the value is going to be able to, it's going to be there, right? Take, for example, when you buy a monthly put, they cost around 600 to 200 to 300, right? That's how much you're basically able to make with just one 0-day play. As long as you buy that play at the bottom, you see a couple individuals inside of this Discord already do that on a daily basis where they throw in 50, they throw in 40, and they're selling it for 200-300 on a daily basis. So that's possible, of course. You could literally make back the money that you're spending for a play that's a month out, 30 days out. You can make that back in a single day. As long as you're mentally cognizant of all the dangers, right? You dodge and weave everything, and you just wait real patiently for that entry. As long as you're always waiting for your entry and you're not rushing it, you kind of double back on the charts. Just don't overthink it, of course, but always double back to the charts to see what they say. And yeah, just follow your technicals. Technicals are always going to be right. And the technicals right now, they're telling me that this market has the opportunity to just flash crash out the sky. While at the same time, there's still a couple more levels we could hit to the top. We might just want to run up to 609 or 605. So yeah, we're just going to give this some time. See if it's going to run up to 605, 609, and then start falling out the sky. If not, we'll let it fall underneath this purple. We'll start aggressively playing the puts on the 0 days first. If it doesn't work out on our first 0-day play, the first thing you want to do is just take a step back, and we're then going to wait for 11 o'clock and 12 o'clock. This has to be a timed event, you know? So when you're looking at the lows, look at yesterday's lows. When did it occur? It occurred right here at 9:40. If you look at the day before that, the lows occurred right here at 12 o'clock. That means today's low, right? If we had one basically towards the middle of the day, then at the beginning of the day, today's either going to be in between the middle and beginning, or towards the end of the day, you're going to get that ultimate low. With how this is positioned, with what you did the past couple days, you might just want to start crashing out the sky all the way to down here, you know? You could really go far down because now you're out the chop zone. The chop zone consisted of 594 to 599. That was where you were just going sideways for a bunch of days here, as you can see. Every time you went sideways was right around that 594 level, 599 level, right? Down here. And then if we go to the left, you're going to see that you pretty much did the same thing in December. So before we even fell out the sky, you were always chopping around this area, as you can see. Look at all this here. So you have a lot of price action that's just kind of stuck in this one little section. And if that's going to be the case, you really don't want to play with it. You want to wait for this to get above it. And at least if it's above it, then you could play puts falling into it. Right? If it's going to hold above it, of course you're going to run up higher. But the not the answer, but the question is, what level can you run up to, right? 601, 604, and then 609. And that's pretty much it. It's simple. 601, 604, 609. After 609, everybody in this Discord should have a monthly put. Around 609, 605, everybody should have one at that point. Hopefully it works in our according to our thoughts, in terms of just the upside. Hopefully it just blows up right now. As long as I hit 604, I'll probably have everybody hop into an early monthly put. And then we'll start playing the downside at 604. That's what I'm really thinking. If it wants to run up higher, so be it. We'll save some extra capital. We'll wait for tomorrow. And then we'll see if we can play that continuation going higher. If it's today, we're only going to play something cheap. Something $5, $10, $30. And we're not going to be more aggressive than that. And again, this is all for the small accounts. For the bigger account, the goal right now is to let SPY run up to a new high. I think everything got filled, so I should have all my contracts now. No, I only have 65. This thing is supposed to fill 600 contracts. So, yeah, we might have to give this like an hour just to fill all my SPY contracts. Give me 1 second. ladies and gentlemen. How we doing over there? How we doing over there? How we doing over there? Ladies and gentlemen. Good morning, everybody. There we go, Danny. That's a nice Google leap. So yeah, Google's running up. It looks like the whole entire market's still trying to catch up to SPY right now, so we might get additional names just pushing us up, you know. We could take a look at Amazon right now. SPY is at the new high. I want to see if it's going to hit 604 still. Same game plan from this morning. Nothing has changed. Same thing like yesterday, right? Nothing has changed either. You're just now starting to establish that anchoring point pre-market. And now you can actually be taken up into a new high. So what you did was pretty much what I thought would happen last night. The only thing that's going to be a wrench in this whole entire situation is if we fall below that purple box. Because then we might just start collapsing to the yellow again. So that's the only thing that I'm worried about right now. It going below this purple. It should just go above the yellow. And if anything, we might fall from the yellow or something like that. But we should at least touch near the yellow. You already hit the quarter point, as you can see. So, yeah, that's a little dangerous as well. Because if we just fall now, you're going to go straight down to here. Just like the other day when that fell. You fell down to the quarter point right down here. Why? Because you opened up at this quarter point over here. You see that, everybody? So, again, I'm going to hide everything for a second. When you opened up right here, this same area, as well as when you fell and you ran up, you were hitting the quarter point. Let me turn it on again so you can see it. Look at that arrow right there. You were hitting near it, but you didn't hit the purple. Dropped you right out the sky, you hit the bottom, and then the next day you hit the purple. So they oftentimes do this on purpose because it's going to shatter your contracts. You're going to lose all the value. By the time it falls down and then runs back up, it's pretty much just done. So the only way you're not going to miss out is if you get a 5 to 6 day play every single time. That's really all you have to do here. So anywhere above the yellow, you buy a 5-6 day play. Anywhere below the purple, you buy a 5-6 day play. That's pretty much it. Just keep it simple. On the SPY trade, we're up 2,500. The one that we got in earlier. We only got filled for half of our contracts. So I'm buying about 600 contracts, just full porting the whole entire account every time. Again, that's the only way that you can actually grow your account quickly is if you're full porting all the time, of course. Because then your account goes from just 1,000 to 50 in just 3 weeks, 2 weeks. But you have to be using the whole amount. But of course, a logical person is not going to do that until he or she has the experience for it, right? But at this point, with the way I teach, truthfully, everybody has the potential opportunity to do that now. Let me give you an example. Everybody here that's watching me, right? Everybody here that's still, in the background. What does this chart right here say? You tell me what it says. Oh, I think I just deleted it. Is this it? Nope. Where did I put it? Oh, it's right here. So, what does this chart say right here, everybody? When you're near the top, it says what type of puts? 1 to 12 month puts, right? When you're at that area. How about for the calls? The calls, they just say 1 to 12 month calls down here, right? And then over here, I have a 1 month put, 1 to 3 month puts, 1 to 3 month calls, 1 month call. And then at the bottom, I have 1 to 12 month calls specifically, just like the top. And where are you at right now, ladies and gentlemen? So again, don't make the same mistakes you did in November when you weren't following my rules here. Don't make the same mistakes, please, everybody. Because over here, we had a lot of people make mistakes and nobody was listening. So they missed this entry. They missed these entries. They got absolutely destroyed on FOMC. Those who are in the Discord. We did make that money back the next couple days, but I doubt they made it back, honestly. because they missed this entry as well. They didn't get the puts here either when you ran up. They were too worried about this falling out the sky and, you know what I mean? This then running up so quickly. They weren't listening to the 601 level. Everybody was kind of getting in their feelings, getting emotional, and again, you're not going to really be able to trade well if that's, you know, the pretense or kind of like the core philosophy of what you're following is emotions. So as you see, every time it hits the top, what does it do? Falls. Hits the top again, falls. Runs up a little bit higher than it, completely collapses and falls again. So in my personal opinion, yeah, you're most likely going to fall from somewhere in this area. They just might be a little annoying because they're killing all the value right now. That's why they're making the market trend like this. Because this right here was supposed to fall down. In any other situation, the SPY would have fell already. It could still fall right now, of course, but I think they want to take out something at the top. I think they want to hit a 605 area or just go to 609. Go a little bit higher, and then they're just going to drop you 2-3 days. You're going to fall like $10-15. And the people who didn't buy the puts, they're screwed, pretty much. So yeah, 1 to 12 months puts, ladies and gentlemen, you'll have the money for it. You'll have the capital for it. Even if you don't have the capital right now, just make sure you actually are saving something. So save $20 here, $20 there. You need to be able to buy these puts for at least $100 to $200. If you don't have $100 to $200, again, tell me that and we can build towards it. And then in the next couple days, I'll make sure you at least have enough capital to buy a put. Remember, these are the puts that you could full port. This is where you could put your whole entire account into this. You could put 5,000, you could put 10,000, whatever you fancy, you could put it. You're at that area. It's just, are you normally trading with your whole entire account? No. I haven't really taught you all how to trade with that because it's way more emotions. There's no averaging down, of course. It's only one time, one effort, or one shot, you could say. And you have to smash it out the park every time. So, yeah, you're approaching that level again, somehow. Like, this is ridiculous. In what world would this be normal, you know, to fall from that same level as you did over here to the left side? And by the way, the reason why I know the market's going to run to 605 is because you see how much times you hit 601 and fell? The only level that you didn't hit and fall from was 605, as you can see. There's like no price action there. So most likely when this runs up, it's going straight into 605. Like I'm almost 1,000% sure it's going to do that. And then after it hits 605, that's it. Everybody's locking in that monthly put. We're going to patiently wait with our hands crossed. The next day, we're just going to make that back with small plays, $60 plays, $80 plays, just to make back the 200 first. Once we make back that money within the first 2 days, we're going to have like 30 days left, 28 days left. We're then going to see if we can lock in another contract for another name. Whether it's Unity, whether it's Intel, you guys need to be consistently having these other names in rotation, just like how Danny does. And that's the only way you're going to be able to get paid from other stuff when the SPY is just being a little annoying like this. So yeah, this is pretty awesome. Everything's going to plan, honestly. We're playing the flow. We're no longer in testing phase or in training phase. That's the reason why the trades just within the flip of my fingers overnight, the next 2-3 days, you're going to see. But they're going to be much better than our other trades. And it's only because, again, now we're playing with the flow. We're not trying to train. We're not trying to learn nothing. We already know everything now at this point. We just got to play the flow. When it looks too aggressive, of course, play the puts. When it looks too bullish, of course, we'll continue to play the calls. We just got to wait for that momentum step in. NVIDIA, NVIDIA, NVIDIA. What you doing over there? Make me proud, NVIDIA. If not, just fall out the sky so we can get some puts. It looks like this thing is just going to start running up, though. Yeah, I feel real good about these plays. How do y'all feel? What's going on back there? NVIDIA. Oh, it sold it out yesterday, Hoover. I just wanted to take the 100K to almost 200K. And then I said I was going to sell out. So if you look like at the top before I post it, you'll see like what my goal was, what I was looking for. Now since we're at the middle, I guess I could probably throw the money into some puts now. Yeah, you're at the midpoint. Let's go. Let's see how much money we have. But yeah, we made about 70,000 off of that. And then on the SPY trade, I have... Yeah, I still have some extra capital. Let's go ahead and buy. So we're going to buy some puts on Tesla now. Back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. We're not going to hold it for a long time, so remember that. All right, puts. I'm going to buy some 315 puts on Tesla here. I'm going to buy 89 different contracts for a total of $74,000. Or 89, sorry. So it's going to be 89 contracts. I'm going to spend 74K on these puts. Let's see it. All right, now we're in it. Now we wait. Alrighty. Let's go look at another name. And again, this is how you're supposed to trade. As soon as you're at that midpoint, I don't care. Let this thing run up to $400. Let this thing run up to $1,000. That doesn't have anything to do with me, honestly. That's how you have to trade every time. At midpoint, puts instantly. It's probably going to run up above it, but I don't have time to do all that or, you know, looking around and this and that. This is a weekly play. Not really supposed to be a weekly. It's supposed to be a 6-day play. But, no, yeah. There we go, Johan. Look at that. Thanks for following along, by the way, buddy. You've been killing it back there. I don't think anybody else got in on the paper trades. I hope they do, because there's no reason for me to be paper trading and nobody else is not doing it. You know, you got to use these learnable teaching lessons. You got to paper trade. That's the only way you're gonna get better. Unless you just want to throw in 100,000 and lose it all. By the time you lose 100K, you would probably have enough knowledge to make it all back. Probably. But that's too much of a risk for me. I don't like that. That's not how I trade. So again, very slow moves in either direction is all you need. Since we bought something that's 2 strikes out the money for Tesla, we're already up $1,000 on it right now. Now we're down 500. The SPY calls are up 5K right now. I want to see if I could take this account on SPY and I'm going to double it. So this whole entire account is at 170K. I should be at like 250 by the end of today. 260,000 by the end of today. Playing this aggressive. Tesla trade is up $1,000 again. And all I want you all to do is follow along. Take notes everywhere that you can. The fact that everybody's still in this chat right here, I'm pretty sure you all know what I'm going to say. Did you guys take notes overnight? Did you guys post what you were going to play and what you were going to do today? Excellent, Johan. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. You guys do you. The people who want to do the work, they're going to do it. I'm not going to complain no more. But remember, notes. Notes, notes, notes. Tesla trade is up 2,000 now. SPY trade is up 4,000 still. Now it's up 3,000 for Tesla. And as you all can see, the reason why I got into this put here is because Tesla's at the midpoint. And what is it doing the second it hits this midpoint? As you all can see, it's falling from it, right? Had to pay attention to that because you could, if you have, that's the craziest part. If you have like 20,000, 50K, when you're up 5%, you could just sell out. And that's how much people normally make in a minimum wage job, you know? You could sell out for 5%. And the way I taught you all how to trade, you're getting 30% to 50% per day. Even if it's a monthly play, you're still averaging about 50% a day. So this is really where I need all of you to be at. This is your goal, is to have at least 10 to 20K, 5K, and you're just selling for 2%, 3%, 5%. That's all you need. Because then that extra capital that you're going to build with that safety net, it's going to instantly go to around 60K, 70K, 80K. Now you could take out 5,000 and go do something stupid with it. We all want to do something stupid. I don't blame you for doing that. I want you to be able to make mistakes so that you can learn from it. But it's just like we don't need the mistakes right now, you know? It's just, yeah. We have too much on the line right now. Too much people suffering. Too much people need to quit their jobs and change their lives. And too much people depend on me. So since there's so much people that depend on me in terms of success, trust me, I'm going to be trying to improve the way you trade every single day. I just need you to put your notes because then I can't improve nothing. And then for the people who are posting your notes, thank you. Thank you. I appreciate you. I'm going to start chopping it up very soon. And I'll tell you what you need to improve and what you need to add. And then we'll go from there. That's the most logical way to improve right now. Or at least progress. So again, we went over like 20 names here. We're going to leave the Tesla trade to rock for a second. The Intel trade, as you all could see, it looks like we were correct yesterday. And it looks like Intel is getting ready to start running up here. So this looks awesome. This looks really good. Because now all we need this to do here is just basically just continue to run up higher. It's going to most likely stop at like 2150, somewhere around here. Why the fuck are your nails so sharp? I gotta cut this damn cat's nails like every 2 days. Alrighty. Let me see. Tesla's still falling. What else? Intel. We could look at Unity for a second. Yeah, Unity should be falling down a little bit more, but it might hold here for a second and run up higher. Space companies. I just remembered that. Let's go down to the space companies. Space. There it is. And let's take a look at all these companies. Rocket Labs, where are you? Rocket Labs is at $27. So it looks like this is almost ready to be bought here. Yeah, we might buy this now. But then again, it could have peaked right there because of the Elon news. It might not want to go up again. RKLB. Rocket Labs. Options. Puts are up 100%. There you go. So that would have been the play, I guess. Calls and puts, huh? Let's see what's going on here. Yeah. Nvidia's being a Debbie Downer. Come on, Nvidia. You gotta step up your game. think we're probably going to have to wait another 2 days. Wait for that 140 drop, and then we'll play the puts below it. So on the Tesla trade, I'm now up 13,000. 14K. So what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to sell out right now at a market price. So again, I'm up 13,000. I'm going to sell all my Tesla positions here. And then we're going to hop into another play. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen. Excellent trade. We'll go ahead and trade something else in a second. I just want to see how Tesla's going to react to this little price range right now. If we could see it fall below the opening price of today, that's perfect. We'll continue to play puts. If you just get stuck here, you might just now want to run up above the 200. You might want to run up above the midpoint. And you might want to run to like 224, 226, right? That was the main thing that we wanted when you fell out the sky. Okay, so now we're going to leave the paper trade for a second here. Let's see what's going on with Intel. If Intel runs to 23, we're going to be able to sell these plays for around 600 to 400. That's pretty much what I'm looking for, honestly. Just $400 to $600, like a quick 300%, quick 200%. For Nvidia, what I'm looking for is this market to run up to 149. Looks like it's going to start running soon. We just had to wait for this to consolidate and drop down for a couple days, which has pretty much been doing so. And we're falling to the bottom of the wedge right now. So that's kind of perfect. That's kind of really perfect right now. Because if we hold, you're going straight to the top of the wedge, which is 150. And we're going to be in the money again. And if this option goes in the money, it's going to go from $80. And we're going to be able to sell it for around, let me see. How much are the options in the money right now? Let's go check. So yeah, options right now in the money, they're about $300 to $400. So that means this $80 play that we bought yesterday, as long as we get that continuation of the trend, remember, we're playing the flow now. I am no longer testing you guys. We're going to trade the market how it's supposed to be traded, right? And it's up to you guys to create the notes and to follow along. If you guys would like extra help and whatnot, I'm sure if you scan the Patreon or scan the YouTube, you're going to find out how you can ask for extra help. Everything is already listed on the Patreon. Again, this is for people who need one-on-ones. This is for people who need that extra help to incentivize what we're creating and how impactful me helping people is. I'm going to now require you all to be on the $350 tier if you want one-on-ones from me. That's the only way I'm going to do it now, right? We already have people on that tier, so it only makes it right for them. And so yeah, for the YouTube videos, I'm just going to only be posting some of them here and there. I'm not going to be posting too much until we pretty much get to $1 million and we create the new brand. That's the idea. And I'm going to be going to $1 million with you guys, basically. So I'm not going to be inviting nobody to the Discord no more. Nobody could join. I just want to go with this crowd. This is a beautiful group. You guys make me extremely proud every single day, honestly, from the bottom of my heart. No matter how much I complain, there's still a lot of good things that you guys have done, and things that you've shown me that you could do. So I completely believe in everybody here. It's just a matter of whether or not you're going to believe in yourself now. Because I already believe in every one of you. But just, do you believe in yourself? That's the real question right now. And it's going to show in your trades. Like, for instance, did you get into the Tesla trade? If everybody here got into the Tesla trade with my paper account, I'm sure you would also understand that, yeah, you would have made some good money right there. You would have made some really good money right there. You would have made 900, 200, maybe 100, right? But to answer your question, Meech, not yet. I still had to review some of them. I still had to go over some of the stuff. And that's pretty much what I'm going to do today since we created some videos yesterday. Now we have some new information to go on. So, yeah. But you just reminded me. I got to send everybody here that video from yesterday. So let me go do that real quick. Just give me a second. Alrighty. What else can we do here? Can we look at anything else? Core weave, you're falling down. So now you're at the bottom of the 1/8 point. If it holds here, since you're next to the wedge, you could see this run up higher. If it breaks this 148, 147 wedge, you're most likely going to fall straight down to 141. So that's a really easy put play right there that we can all get into. We just got to wait for this to break that wedge. For Tesla, what are you doing? Did you run up above the midpoint? So Tesla, you're starting to get bought up now. So it looks like that was a good call to sell that play. The reason why I knew it was a good call to sell that play was just because of the morning price action. This thing is barely moving. This thing is barely going anywhere. I am not holding that play. You can't hold your puts and calls like that. That's not realistic. Especially when you're full porting. It's not going to help you out. Buy, sell, up. Think about it. 13,000 on one play for a couple seconds. Now I could dump that whole entire $10,000 I just made into a whole nother play, and I'm not worried about it. It's all house money now. That's how you're supposed to trade every time, because you can always trade and think at the most optimal, level. Alrighty. So we're waiting for this, we're waiting for that. XRP is breaking that little wedge. You're starting to hold on top of it here. So it looks like for the crypto names, let's see what we could do here. Coinbase. Coinbase is starting to fall a little bit, which I don't want to see. Crypto's going to start crashing soon. Yeah, it's already. But then again, it should have another high. Yeah, it should be able to go up a little bit higher. Crypto should be able to go up a little bit higher than here. And once it makes that next high, everybody, I need you to buy the puts. So take whatever capital you can from the Coinbase plays or any crypto plays and dump a quarter of that instantly into the Coinbase, MSTR, or anything for that matter. Just Bitcoin related, crypto related, right? And dump it into the downside for options that are a couple strikes out. And you have at least 3 to 6 months of time. This reminds me of 2021. Because when I had put my prediction of what the market would do, I had told around maybe 80 people. This is all friends and people who I knew. And not one single person believed in me. Doesn't really matter. Because they weren't really looking at stuff the same way I was. So of course not really going to believe me. They don't really know. But no, yeah, it used to be so mentally degrading to try to, it's like you're reaching a ladder out to everybody, saying climb up this ladder. They go up 3 steps and then they break all the rest of the steps, so they can't go up no more. It's so destructive. It's crazy. But no, yeah, this is going to do the same thing it did 2021. I'm telling you. There was a reason why I was able to predict this market. And what I want you all to do here is I want you to act as if you were me in 2021. So I need you all to start predicting what this Bitcoin market's going to do. I already gave you too much hints and tips. I'm pretty sure you already understand what this is going to do. But I need everybody to write predictions in their notes. I predicted Bitcoin's going to hit 86,000 by September 2026. Right? I think Bitcoin's going to hit 100K February again after it drops to 50K. Regardless of what you're thinking and what you want to write, I just need you to write something and start kind of putting that into the notes, because that's the only reason why I was able to tell that I actually could predict stuff. It was because I was writing it down, and I noticed I was just like, wait a second. How the hell did I do that? I was right about that? Why? I'm stupid. I used to always fail in school. I used to always do terrible. I never paid attention to nothing. How am I doing so good in this? That's literally how I used to operate and talk to myself. And as I started putting more and more notes, I started realizing, hey, it's not that hard to predict stuff. In fact, probably more people could do it. They just don't write things down. They don't take notes. They don't have time for that, as they say, right? They're always too busy. Well, let them keep being busy. They're just never going to improve, you know? It's not my problem no more. That's the only thing I can say. Keep being busy. Alrighty, so ES, we're getting a little bit of some droppage here. Come on, SPY, make things fun for us. Beautiful drop right there, straight down to 599, just like we told everybody. If you fall from 601, you're going to fall to 599, just like that. Let's see how much those options went up and down. We could have bought some more, actually. So let's see. Let's put some orders in to buy some more options if this falls down more again. Because that right there was an awesome averaging down point. Options went down about $16,000. So out of the $86,000 that I put into SPY, it went straight down $16K. And right now, it's only down $4K. It was just down $16,000. Now it's down $4,000. And it's pretty good. It's pretty nice. I think it's like a 6-day. Is this the 6-day play? I think it's the 6-day play. I can't even read the strike. I hate Mumu. The way Mumu like portrays the strike prices and all that, it's so confusing. Yeah, so what happens whenever you get something like that, Hoover, of course the calls, they're like bleeding. But when you get a drop like that and it yanks up like that, what's going to now happen is more value is going to get applied that would have initially got applied had you had just ran up the whole entire time. So when you drop like that, you tend to get so much more money running into the market that your options just actually go up more and quicker than before. So that's why when I'm playing with an $80,000 account, it's honestly it's literally, and I don't mean to say this to speak in any weird way, but it's the easiest thing in the world. Because you buy for 80,000, you go down 15, 20K one point. The next day, now you're up 23,000. Next day after that, you might be down 50,000. 2 days after that, you might be down 70,000. As long as you have enough time and enough capital to average down back into that play, dump another 20K into it. By the time it rebounds right back up, let's say the peak was $80 and it falls to 30. I would dump the rest of my account right back in that trade. And the second it hits like 48, 49, 50, I'm just going to sell out for a tiny loss. And as long as you average down at the best point, which is usually reversal point 4, 5, or the supply and demand zones, usually they always link up with them. I mean, yeah, you're going to be perfect. Will less value be applied to the put option then? No, so the value is going to get applied to the call first, of course. The calls are going to go up way more. And what's going to happen is less value will get applied right now to the puts. But if this falls down again, boom, the value is reapplied to the puts. Because that direction when you went down was like the first massive direction all day. So yes, to answer your question, Hoover, short term, yes. Completely correct. Less value is going to get applied to the puts. It's going to be getting taken from the puts and getting thrown into the calls. But if we fall down again, that thing just switches again. So now there's more value being applied to the puts, especially if we continue to now go in that direction for another 30 minutes. So like now, if we make a new high, look at the options compared to how they were, priced earlier, and then look at the prices now. If it's already competing with the highest price and you're not at the high yet, that's one way that you can kind of easily, quickly see, hey, there's way more value getting applied to the calls right now. Like you're running up to 40, dropping to 20, and then going right back to 40, 50, 60. But then when you look at the puts, it's just like they're going from 10 to 15, 20 to like 27. Like they're barely going up. While the calls the whole entire time, the second they fall and they go back up, it's like they're going up 100% again. So that's also another way that you could tell, right? Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen. So you're still holding on the red line. This is a very important line. Every single day, every week, and every month, honestly. Like, it doesn't really change, truly. And that's one of the things like I love about this chart here. It just doesn't change. It's always very important. Take, for example, when you fell out the sky here. Kind of makes sense because you fell into the put area. You fell into the red area. And now that you're above this red line, you could most likely run into the green area now, which is just slightly above you, right? And then if you want to be real aggressive, you might just run into the midpoint here, which is 604, 605. So it lines up even better than yesterday. Like it's much closer now because the lines are, you know, angled. So yeah, we just got to give this some time here. If the market decides to crash out the sky, so be it. We'll just watch it from the sidelines and pick up some scalp plays here and there to make back what we can. We're just basically waiting for this to do its bigger move. That's all we're waiting for, honestly. Nvidia's already holding. So Nvidia, you got shut down, and then you're already getting bought up towards the top again. So that's also another indication that this market's kind of going in our favor, going in our direction. And I think that's all. I think now we're going to take a little break here. Pop back on in like 30 minutes. And then we'll go from there, everybody. We shall go from there. Fantastic job so far today. You sold mine? Sounds good? Perfect. That's perfect right there. There we go. The Intel play is still up 6% right now, 10%. I want to see if we could sell this for, like I stated before, around $60 to $70 each, which would be around a $500 to $600 gain just off of these one plays. And then once we see SPY break out into 604, then we'll start playing more aggressive with the SPY options. We'll start buying stuff for 300 or start buying stuff for 200. Was around the middle of rent. Got it. Yeah, that's perfect then. There you go, Beast. That's excellent. Excellent. Yep. Just like that. And that right there, you being able to do that with one play with Microsoft just tells me that you're going to be able to see opportunities either present themselves or destroy themselves. And I'm going to be comfortable with you being able to, you know, have enough faith that you could sell out. Just take a little loss here and there. Sometimes, yeah, you just do it. If it doesn't seem like it's going your way, yeah. There's no point. Tap out. And then if it looks like it's going your way the next day, now you have to solve this situation. Now you have to go back to the drawing board, figure out what did you miss that led you to sell in the first place. If it was just emotions, you have to make sure you cancel that out real quick. It can only be through structure that you sell something or buy something. Take, for example, the SPY trades, right? SPY is literally going to fall out the sky here at any moment, randomly, and it's going to be a massive drop. I'm telling you, this drop is going to be straight down to 580, 570. And yeah, that's pretty much what we're looking for. Until then, let's continue to play the upside because it looks like it just wants to go up a little bit higher. And yeah, that's pretty much all. Remember, look at Unity Beast Mode. Look at Unity. Look at Intel. Look at Baba. Look at all these different names. Create that box style. While I'm outside and I'm walking around real quick, I'm going to send that to everybody. So again, I'm going to be sending you all the video that we did yesterday, so you all have enough time to do it right now. And then you said CPI, PPI will have an effect. Oh, 100%. Yep. But the reason why I never brought up CPI and PPI this week is because I want to show you all that if you have the technicals, CPI just simply, it speeds it up. That's all CPI does. It speeds up the news, it speeds up the trends. First quarter point drop back down, back up to, so first quarter point, then drop back down to the mid, then drop to the quarter point, then drop full trend next. Exactly, Johan. Exactly, Johan. Come on now, Johan. Exactly, brother. Yep. Notice how when I go to my supply and demand zones, when it fell out the sky, it literally perfectly hit my supply and demand zones. So always remember that. These things are magnificent. They always work. You might get some weird, crazy price action one day. It's kind of like a little persistent on not moving anywhere. But as long as you know the direction and what can pursue next, right, you'll always be able to play calls like this. So let's do the math real quick. You hit the purple, hit the midpoint, you fell. All right, perfect. Ran up, hit the quarter point, fell. Perfect. That's what I like to see. Next up, we got to hit this quarter point up here. So we ran up, or we fell down, hit the purple, ran up to the quarter point up here now, and then fell. So now we did all three of them. We did quarter point, midpoint. That means the next time we run up is most likely going to be to the top. Johan called it out first. That's the first time I've ever saw somebody call it out like that. So, yeah, that's excellent right there. Hell yeah, Johan. But again, if it doesn't go up to the top, you would put your stop loss right now because it's just like, all right, just in case with just that little run up right there. Of course, we bought before it dropped, right? When we bought the paper account. But again, if you were waiting, you were patient, and you bought off of any of the reversal points, you would be massively up right now. So that's how we had to understand things, because big money is massively up already. Whoever bought down here, he is just showering with money right now. He or she, right? And at this point, we're just waiting. The SPY trade was down 5,000. Now on my SPY trade, I'm only down $400. And I'm up on the Tesla trade. And I got my SPY puts that we made some money on. So yeah, this account is massively up right now. We're up to, just today, $26,000. Just today. By the way, when you actually trade with a paper account, it makes you make more money. I don't know if you all noticed that. But if you trade with a paper account, it will always make your smaller accounts make more money, because now you're playing with the weekly flow. Because now you have the money for it, you know? Even if your shorter term options are a couple days out, and it's not just, 1 day, 2 days. If it's at least a week, you're going to be perfect. All right, so let's take a look at NVIDIA. We should be getting some moves now. We should be able to start selling out some of these plays very soon here. On NVIDIA, beautiful drop right there, and then a run right back up to just the center of all this mess. Again, I'm looking for this to break out into a new high. SPX, let me see. Yeah, SPX actually just fell down to there. Actually, let's go to the ES chart. So yeah, now you're bullish again on ES. So again, futures is now bullish, everybody. The futures are now bullish. This might just take SPY into the high now. If it falls down again, of course, you're pretty much just going to fall into the floor. And you might get really red. So what does that mean? Make sure you have a monthly contract locked in for puts. Spend something cheaper. Because you didn't see me post nothing yet, only $80, only $60 you're going to spend. When you see me post my trades, that's when you can buy something for $200. So technically, there should be nobody here that really dumped too much money into the puts, technically, because they're waiting for me to buy. And that's fine. But just make sure you have something small, just in case. 2 weeks out, 3 weeks out for 580 or for 590. Just have it equipped. I'm sorry. Sat on you by an accident. But yeah, it's getting real stuck by this point right in between the quarter point and the midpoint. It's really slowing down right now. So again, you might get a drop. You might get a shutdown here. But we'll see. We'll take it very slow. Let me check something real quick, actually. Excellent, Meech. There we go. Make sure you put your stop loss, though, just in case. Just in case. Because that option expires today, so that's a 0 day. Are you ready out? Let's do it, Meech. There we go. That's what's up, brother. There we go. 28% per day. If you do that for 10 more days in a row, you sold it for, so now you have $210. So let's just say you use the same amount. If you get 28% tomorrow, and then the next day after that, and then the next day after that, Meech, you just keep going for the easy trades. Keep going for the easy trades. If you keep doing that, within 20 days, you'll be at 29,000. The question is now, are you ready for that? Are you ready to hit 20K? Because if you are, truly, from the bottom of your heart, yeah, it's going to happen. Success is nothing but a byproduct of what we do now. It's no longer something we aim towards or something we had to fight for. Success is a byproduct of what we do, ladies and gentlemen. Come on now. Let's go check this SPY trade on the paper trade. Let's see how much we're up right now, if we're up at all. On the SPY trade, remember, we were down 16,000. Then we were down 4,000 for a second. Now I'm only down nothing. I'm up 6,000 right now. So now we're up $33,000 today. He was there before Trump took a wrecking ball to the market. There we go. There we go, Meech. There we go. Yeah, I definitely think you're going to do it. It's just you got to believe in it yourself. Put the money in. Put the money where your mouth is, right? Buy the easy trades such as Intel, Unity. Maybe you'll skip Nvidia and Tesla because they're very aggressive, right? You might lose a lot if you're wrong. So you could do it with other plays, right? You don't have to always go with the big dogs in terms of the most expensive Mag 7 names, right? Mag 10 names. Don't really have to do that. But if you do that, just make sure you're always in it for a short time period. So again, you're going to buy something 5 to 7 days out, 10 days out, and you're selling it second day, third day, the day after. She put like holes all over my damn hand. This damn cat's nails are insane. I just realized that. I'm like, why does my hand feel like that? Ah. All right, so let's give this a moment here. Let's see if this is still going to run up or if this is going to fall right back down. If it does fall right back down, again, we're going to take a little break here. So by the time we probably take our break, the market's going to fall right back down to the red maybe. So maybe I'll do something like this right here. Fall down to here, and then we'll go up higher. If not, you're just going to go up higher right now, and then you're going to fall after. After you hit the top, you'll probably fall either right back down here. Let's just say right back down to here. Let's keep it simple. And then once you get above this green line, then we can see this run all the way either quickly to the orange, so it's going to run there one shot, or it's going to run above the green, hold for a second, consolidate for another 20 minutes, and then launch up to the orange and this yellow. Then it usually falls out and does something like this. If it gets above this yellow, again, you're going to go straight up to the top, and you're going to get launched to that next yellow point. So remember that. Don't forget it. Simple as that, everybody. And then let's just say you want to get red. You want to fall out the sky. You're going to do something like this. Where now you're going to fall towards the yellow. Or not the yellow, but the red. You might run up here again. And then you might fall right back out to the top of this next orange line. Right below you, which is all the way down here at 596. So that's how you would play the puts, everybody. Take a quick picture real quick before I change my screen, because I'm going to leave you on supply and demand zones. Actually, you know what I could do? I'm going to take these lines, control copy, paste them, and look at how perfect it matches up with the supply and demand zones. Isn't that wild? Like, it perfectly matches with supply and demand zones. That's why I love these lines here, because they always will match with everything, honestly. It always works. So, yeah, that's how I would trade this and how I would be looking for this market to kind of trend here. Let's fix up some of these lines, though. All right, everybody. So we'll be back in a couple. I'll see you there.